Hello Amazers, welcome back to Amaze Math, and today we are looking at factorizing quadratic expressions. And the first method you're going to learn is quadratic formula. So this is the formula we have: minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, everything over 2a. So it's important for you to know this formula, and note that you do everything on top first and then you divide it with 2a. What does b stand for? So let's say, for example, you have x squared plus 3x plus 5. Let's see what these letters are. So a is the coefficient of the x squared, and our coefficient here is 1. Then b is the coefficient of x, so that is 3, and c is the number. Okay, so now we look at the first example using the quadratic formula. So we're going to use this formula to solve this question. So step number 1, you need to write your a. So a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. Coefficient of b is, coefficient of x is 7, which is b. Then c is the constant, which is 12. And you're going to use the formula. So we can write the formula again. So minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So now we're going to apply a substitution. And what is our b? Our b is 7. So you notice there's a minus here. I'll keep the minus. So minus 7 plus or minus square root of, what is our b? 7 squared. So it's good you put bracket. And then over here as well, we'll do 4 times our a is 1 times c, which is 12. Everything over 2 times our a is 1. So here we get minus 7 plus or minus 7 squared is 49. Then 4 times 1, that is 4, times 12, that is 48. All over 2 times 1 is 2. So we continue on top. Okay, we can continue over here. So this one, what do we get? So we have minus 7 plus or minus 49 minus 48 is 1. So that's square root of 1 divided by 3. So the plus and minus means that we have two values for x. So what do you get when you do minus 7? Okay, square root of 1 is 1. So here we get 1. I'll write it on top. So we have minus 7 plus or minus 1 all over 2. So minus 7, the first answer will be minus 7 plus 1 all over 2. And the other one will be minus 7 minus 1 all over 2. And then minus 7 plus 2, that is minus 6 divided by 2. Minus 7 minus 1, that is minus 8 divided by 2. So here we get minus 3, and the other option is minus 4. So in conclusion, we have x equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 4. So those are our two values. Okay, now let's try the second one. We're still using the quadratic formula. We can write the quadratic formula again. So minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Then we write all the coefficients. A equals to 1. Because there's no number here, so we assume it's 1. We know in algebra it's 1. We don't assume, sorry. B is the number before x, which is 1 again. And c is the constant, so minus 12. So now let's apply the formula. So we have minus 1 plus or minus 1 squared. We'll put a bracket, minus 4 times a is 1 and c is minus 12. Everything over 2 times 1. Okay, so we have minus 1 plus minus 1 squared, that is 1, minus 4 times 1, 4. 4 times minus 12, that is minus 48, divided by 2. Okay, so we continue up here. So we have minus 1 plus or minus 1 minus minus 48 is the same as 1 plus 48. Because two negative signs, they will change and it becomes a plus. So 1 plus 48 is 49. So we do square root of 49 divided by 2. So what's the square root of 49? 7 divided by 2. So meaning we have two values. The first value will be 1 minus 1 plus 7 over 2, or minus 1 minus 7 all over 2, minus 1 plus 7, that is 6 divided by 2, and the other one will be minus 1 minus 7, that is minus 8 divided by 2. So the first x will be 3 and the other one will be x equals to minus 4 when you divide these two. So those are two values. Finally, we are doing the last question using quadratic formula. Let's factorize this quadratic expression. So by now we need to know that you start with your coefficient. What is our coefficient for a? It's 1. What's the coefficient? What's the b coefficient? It's minus 2. And then c is minus 8. And then we write our formula again, minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. So now it's time to substitute our values. Okay, you notice here we have our b is minus 2 and we have another minus. So we'll just start with this minus and then I'll put the minus 2 that I have plus minus b squared is minus 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is minus 8. Okay, now everything divided by 2 times 1. Okay, so when you have minus and minus, that one becomes positive, plus and minus. So minus 2 squared is the same as minus 2 times minus 2, that gives us 4. Then we have minus 4 times 1, that's 4. 4 times minus 8, that is minus 32. Everything divided by 2. So you notice here we have 4 minus minus 32. That one becomes 4 plus 32, which is 36. So we are using 36. So we continue on top here. So we have 2. Okay. So 2 plus minus square root of 36 divided by 2. So 2, we have two options. What's the square root of 36? That is 6. So once again we have two answers. The first one will be 2 plus 6. So 2 plus 6 divided by 2. And the other one will be 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 divided by 2. 2 plus 6, that's 8 divided by 2. And 2 minus 6 is minus 4 divided by 2. So the answer is 4. So x will be 4 for the first option, or x will be minus 2. And that's it. And you can actually test your answers to check whether you're right or not. Yeah, so let me show you that one. Okay, we're going to test whether these two values, whether when you multiply them together or when you form it, does it form the same quadratic expression like this one. Let's check. So we have our answers: x equals to minus 3 and x equals to minus 4. Those are our two solutions, and you want to check whether this one will form that, the first expression. So we have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay. So x plus 3, x equals to minus 3. This one can be written as, so if I take 3 to the other side of the equal sign, to become x plus 3 equals to 0. And this other one will be x equals to minus 4. When you take minus 4, then it becomes x plus 4 equals to 0. So we have x plus 3 and x plus 4. And you're going to apply 4 here. So I'll multiply x times x, that is x squared, and then again x times 4, that will be 4x. So we're done with this first x. Now we move on to 3, and you take 3 times x, that will be 3x, plus we have 3 times 4, which is 12. So x squared, we have like terms, 4x plus 3x, that is 7x plus 12. And you notice this one is the same as that. So meaning we can check your answer.